lights out, taking me higher. Let your hands on, put your hands on me.
Hey everybody, this is Petey from the Spinner Rack, and today I'm gonna do a video since the X-Men are rolling. This isn't related to the cartoon, but I wanted to do a video on revenge, a revenge thing from a creator, like a big payback, and we would look at, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do the Chris Claremont revenge storylines, right? So we have this thing of, obviously it's kind of a Dazzler stan or Dazzler fan, a psychotic fan, kind of Dazzler going through a Star 80 type of thing. It starts from this issue here with Colossus, who doesn't have his memory at this point, going against these Genosians, and we have these Genosians, and we have these people and it's almost like the way it was in the past with slaves, where someone could kind of bring someone back, right? And they're going after this, and at the same time, we have Colossus here, and they decide they're going to kill him, so he fights back, and then the girl uses her power, right? And this guy is fighting Colossus, but he doesn't know he has any powers, and then someone picks up the military guy's gun and stops him, right? So they take Colossus, or I don't even know if they know what his name is. So Colossus goes back home after sustaining some injury. So here we go, we're starting with the storyline, right? And we see this Hollywood studio, see someone looking through all the old stuff, right? He says, basically, this Freddy guy bought all this stuff that was in auction, right? And he has a pass to be on this lot. So I trust you. Ask me, bad boy, Bill got what he deserved going bankrupt, right? So the Dazzler movie was written by Jim Shooter. It was a graphic novel. It was not a success. And ultimately, she wound up being a part of the X-Men because she was a mutant. They were hinting at her being part of X Factor, but she wound up that. But at this period, she went to Siege Perilous, and she was lost for a while. We have Guido out in Malibu sings and goes through the garbage from strange reason. He sees a woman there, and he looks at it. Oh no, it's Ms. Allison. So in the plot line in the X-Men is that basically Dazzler, Allison Blair, is a defeatist. Where if you look at the series, she was very much a go-getter. She was kind of like Iron Man or Spider-Man, that type of gumption in a female body, right? So Guido realizes Dazzler and takes her back and has this little mini doc thing that helps heal people. So it's actually some sort of AI thing, right? And the house follows instructions. But then we get this subplot with a mask, right? Taking a picture of it and saying how broken she is. So Colossus with his new friends, they got this subplot we're not getting into, but saw a mask, and then we see the most beautiful woman on the planet, right? So they're looking at the Dazzler movie, the rough cut, and they say he has a title for it. And ultimately, since the X-Men have died, he's going to be able to do it. But someone passes on it. So basically, with Dazzler being dead, the people are doing hard passes on Dazzler, right? So Dazzler's just hanging around in this house with this AI stuff in there, and Leah Cheney's band and stuff like that. And then she's getting a history of herself. She doesn't really connect to that. She kind of moves on. Then we get another subplot where we have David Howler is trying to probe to see some things, and what did he find out? Amon Farouk is the person, right? And he asked for Stone Cairo, right? He said something feels wrong. And the hot girl from the picture runs into Colossus, right? And saying she's flawless. Are you in trouble? And he said, please tell me your name. What you don't know can't hurt you. right? And Colossus is able to draw a picture of Jenny before she was in the costume for Genosha and Chief Magistrate. So we see this there in Venice at some sort of club, and he's like, comes up there, realizes Dazzler, and since he was nice and not treated like a piece of meat, decides to go home. He said, I said, you're Allison Blair. He said, actually, I'm an evil twin, Skippy, so try to be cute. They go to some sort of bar. They ask her, obviously they know who she is, right? So they ask her to sing. And then somehow they get attacked by these guys with guns. And then of course they get somehow kind of weird how she gets in position. He gets in this high position of power, and ultimately her powers come back, right? And this is kind of the role. Sorry, this is the Allison Blair she was before Chris Claremont got to her. She was very confident sort of person. She wanted stuff, she would take it, right? Not like in a villain way. So it's a star 90. So it's taken off a star 80 where you have this psychotic person who's a big fan of hers. And ultimately he wants her death, right? So we can get to the next story. And in the next story, we got this great cover, right? There's going to be a bunch of subplots. So, of course, in comic books, you have a mannequin of the person in Star 90, right? And this is my favorite period for Mark Silvestri. I think that his stuff in this period it has at least setup of some backgrounds, which I think his art really needs. And this guy is out to kill her no matter what, right? So back in Freddy's place, they watched the movie. She asked what Guido thinks and said, hey, you should watch it. He said, rare praise, you got yourself a winner, right? He said, all the work you made to make it. He said, another woman friend, another life, right? He's trying to figure out what she wants. So she wants to go swimming, go body surfing, and he's trying to get it done, right? She's like, this is just the best that she's been, right? I mean, obviously in the original series, she was done this confidently, but having Mark Silvestri kind of do it and having the backgrounds, and then she's sitting there, and the guy's got a scope on her, and luckily she moved at the right second, right? And it's an omen, but he doesn't care. Guido knows this is happening, and realizes he's a sitting duck, and he shoots and hits. Now this is the coolest thing ever right here. This is the coolest thing ever. Right, so her board gets hit, not her, and you see her, once in the scope, you see her looking back, and she shoots and destroys the duck. This shows you what Dazzler can do, right? So then this guy, of course, comes out of nowhere to save her. They get her out, and it says, what about the shooter, right? So if you haven't realized, and I don't know if I'm going to make the thing that would be as clear as day. It's the takeoff of Jim Shooter. Jim Shooter wrote the thing. It's trying to let you know it's supposed to be the sniper, right? But it's saying the shooter, right? So we get to the subplot. He's been drawing this woman that's so gorgeous, and she has moves, but the timing is way off, right? So we got this Dark Knight scene with these guys with these knives. And Colossus comes out of nowhere, but these guys have mastered the X-Men. Right, and this woman, who's a strong woman, she comes in and helps him and stops that. And he said, this one is Colossus, I know, but he's dead. And his team can't help us anymore. Doesn't realize that he's Colossus, right? So right now, they go to the studio with Allison Blair, right? So at the same time, they're getting chased by this dummy. When he comes in, he's ready to take out Allison Blair. They refit him and put him in an outfit and then send them off, right? So this is one of the fun things. It's kind of more having some Mad Magazine type of feel to it. Kind of small bits of storytelling with the know-nothings behind there, right? And then they try on all these outfits, and at the same time they're doing that to the shooter. And then we have a moment with Banshee and Forge, and then knowing that more has changed, right? So then you see a magazine that has Allison Blair in it. So at the same time, you see a plane get shot down, right? And they were trying to kill these two who were out to save the X-Men, but they tricked them. They didn't get on the plane that they were supposed to. Now, for some reason, on there she'd go to the movie premiere, but she gets knocked out, right? So here we get another bit that connects to Shooter, right? So we have all the people coming out here. We have people, wanting to see it. People saying nuke the mutiny and stuff like that. So we have this scene. It's a quick grip scene. Boobala, enjoy. You gotta give credit with it's due, big guy. This moment can happen without you. So here we have a shot of Shooter. This is the sign of Shooter. Shooter kind of being only seeing him from the body up, right? We don't get to see the head, right? So that's a bit I think Marvel did in Marvel Age. John Byrne had done it. Dazzler captured, right? But she is able to knock him back. She's been put into having the roller skates on and stuff like that. But this guy is nuts. So we get to see her do some of her things and what she can do, even though she's hogtied from the back. Right? This guy's trying to kill her, right? And she just decides to mesmerize him with her powers. And she's able to find this moment where she, I guess, for some strange reason, forgives him, right? And this is actually Eric Beale, the guy who's the thing suit now. The way Mark Silvestri drew him, I don't think he went back to the old book. But yeah, this is kind of taking off, even though it's done seriously, and there's some humor points in it. It's taking off on the fact that Shooter had done the Dazzler movie graphic novel and didn't sell. So there you have it. And we have this, I would definitely one of the favorites of this period, even though it's not really that strong a story. It's a decent one. It's a very simple story, and it has Dazzler being kind of a woman of action. So I guess that's about it. Is out.